Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So this is out of the Yahoo. No charges for officers in the fatal shooting of Stephon Clark of Sacramento. No charges for officers in shooting death of, let me bring you up to whom he is. He was an unarmed black man, Stephon Clark of Sacramento, district attorney has stated. And so it goes on to say that no charges for officers in shooting death of the unarmed black man Stephon Clark, Sacramento district attorney, originally appeared in ABC News. Sacramento County District Attorney Anne Marie Schubert announced that two police officers would not face charges related to the shooting death of Stephon Clark, an unarmed black male who was killed by police investigating car burglaries in the neighborhood. The highly controversial shooting sparked protests in New York and California and prompted big league sports teams and athletes to weigh in on Clark's defense. Okay, so it goes on, and you can see his brother here, and you can see the attorneys that were working on the case as well. So we look to all of these facts and circumstance. We look at everything, Schubert said, following the lengthy address in which she laid out all the reasons for the investigation's conclusion. We have one question to answer, and the question is, was there a crime committed? Was a crime committed? There's no question that a human being died, but when we follow the law and our ethical responsibility, we not not charging these officers with criminal liability for the death of Stephon Clark. Schubert continued at the end of more than an hour-long explanation of the investigation. No charges does not diminish the anger, the frustration, and we've heard since time of his death. So police arrived on the scene after a 911 call reported someone breaking into cars in the neighborhood. So the citizen confronted Clark with a baseball bat, according to Schubert, because he appeared to be breaking into cars and was believed to have used a cinder block to break in the cars. Overhead video shows Clark smashing the windows of three cars, according to Schubert. Okay, so here's one of the attorneys or the people that are presenting to you all of the fatal gunshot wounds that Stephon Clark, received during that incident from the two officers. And so it goes on to say that Clark was last seen jumping over a fence into a backyard. The 911 caller told police at the time of the incident helicopters were in the area and offered to assist, Schubert said. When police arrived, they searched a nearby yard, and at that point, Clark was seen staring into a sliding glass. Well, he was staring into a sliding glass door where an 89-year-old man was watching television, according to the authorities. So Clark then smashed the sliding glass door window with what Schubert described as a heavy object and fled into another yard, which Schubert said was later determined to be his grandparents' home. And so this right here is the protest of people pictured here down below this. And you see a lot of people are very disappointed because they feel that Stephon Clark was met with the fullest extent of the law wrongfully, and that his side of the story was not all told, and that the shooting was uncalled for. Schubert narrated body camera footage displayed at the press conference, and this analysis is 30 frames per minute. So Schubert said that Mr. Clark's arms were extended in a shooting stance. They believed he was pointing a gun. One officer saw a flash through it, and was a flash from a muzzle, is what he assumed it was. So the officer believed that it was a flash of light from a metallic off the gun. Okay, so Schubert went on to say this. So at the press conference, Schubert disclosed the autopsy results had determined that Clark has alcohol, Xanax, codeine, and hydrocodone, and marijuana and cocaine metabolite in his system at the time of the shooting. So Schubert said that the police also searched Clark's cell phone, including his calls, his texts, email, and internet history. They outlined a domestic violence incident he had been involved in 2 days earlier and imply that based on Clark's phone activity, he was afraid of going to jail for violating his probation. So she went on to say that Clark has conducted internet searches regarding suicide. So the shooting sparked extraordinary protest in California and New York alike. Responses from Black Lives Matter, the National Association of Advancement of Colored People, which is better known as NAACP, and the Sacramento Kings baseball team also weighed in on the situation. One of the officers who was shot Clark is black and the other is white, the police said, identifying them respectively as Terrence Mercado and Jared Robinet. So this was the incident here. Um, and it's in video. So I'm going to go back up to it in a minute. So I'm going to finish the article. So each of the two officers involved in the shooting fired 10 shots for a total of 20 shots fired, police said. Clark was struck 8 times, Schubert said. The Sacramento Police Department released the body camera footage and helicopter footage 3 days after the shooting. So the video from a Sacramento Sheriff's Department helicopter shows Clark running from a neighborhood yard and leaping a fence into his grandmother's property. The deputies in the helicopter can be heard saying the suspect had broken a window on the house next door and was checking out another car in the driveway. Police body cam videos show the police running down the driveway after Clark and taking cover at the rear edging of the building. So show me your hands, show me your hands, gun, gun, gun. One of the officers can be heard shouting just before shots rang out. So Schubert detailed the material investigators reviewed before reaching their conclusion not to file charges against the officers. She said investigators reviewed the Sacramento police case file, the California Department of Justice report on the shooting, 911, and dispatch recordings, body camera, and the helicopter camera video diagrams and interviews with the recordings of witnesses, a crime lab report, and a phone analysis on Clark's phone, and 4 medical examiners' review of the body autopsy. Autopsy. So she said that the Clark was linked to the smashed window by DNA and glass analysis. So Clark's shooting has helped lead to proposed state legislation that would prevent police from using deadly force unless if there is no reasonable alternative such as non-lethal force like a stun gun. So the current 100-year-old standard defining officer involved shootings needs to change, said Mayor Darrell Steinberg. Today's announcements only deepens my commitment to changing the long-held standard that allows officers to shoot when objectively reasonable, to a clearer set of rules, the standards that require officers to do all they can to prevent a potentially lethal confrontation in the first place. Kings basketball players honored Clark before their game against the Boston Celtics on March 25th, and a unified public service announcement from Kings Celtics players played on the Jumbotron at Gold One Center in Sacramento. And so it's pictured here. Okay, so that's pretty much the article. So before I go back to that shooting, I want you to hear what the Sacramento Kings had to say about this.
These tragedies have to stop. There must be accountability. Black, white, brown, we are one. We are one. One. We will not stick to sports. We will not shut up and dribble. This is bigger than basketball. Change can be uncomfortable. Change is necessary. We need to talk. We need to act. We matter. We must unite. Say his name, Stephon Clark. Stephon Clark. We must unite.
Okay, and now I'm going to go up. So I must warn you that this video that I'm about to display is pretty disturbing. So it does show the incident that they have finally made conclusion on by giving the officers no charges. So this is the body camera footage.
The dogs, I've been listening to you. I don't know that. The dogs still go crazy back there, so nothing. Probably can't. Yeah, we'll be there. Charles got one. I complained last saw the guy jumped the fence here at 10.66. He unaware if you want anywhere else from there. You want to check kind of west, northwest area. Alright, we'll see if we can clear this yard real quick and I'll head over there. Can you tell if this backyard for 7.66 is a shrub or any place to hide? Billy, hi. Can we check your backyard real quick? Supposedly somebody just broke some windows over here and then ran through your yard. Oh? Yeah. Somebody broke some windows over here on vehicles. Okay. And then when they were confronted, jumped your fence right here. We just want to check your backyard to make sure they're not still back there. Can we do that?
Yeah, let me just make sure my 3 dogs are in my garage. Okay.
Okay, what kind of dogs are they?
Labrador, Husky, and Mini Kitten.
Are they mean?
My Labrador, no, they're friendly, but.
Let's just put them in the garage. Yeah, just put them in there.
You know.
If that car leaves, then we'll go check it out. Yeah.
So he said there's a shed southeast that he can't clear. So I did that straight shot all the way out to the that's no key was putting up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's open. Perfect. You mind just staying in the house, or can you stay in the house?
Yes.
I got this corner if you want to pan that way real quick. I'll hold the shed. You didn't come this way, right? Yeah. This corner? Oh, are you serious? Can we get in here? It's locked. Sorry, got eyes on the car. One Charles 5-4. Sorry about the dogs. Asking if you still got eyes on the car. Good. 5-7 shots fired. Take down. Show me your hands. See your hands. 5-7, he's down. No movement. We're gonna need additional units. Come in from the west to east of the yard. Let's see your hands. You all right? You hit? Yeah, I'm good. All right. You're still pointing when I saw again. You all right, dude? Yeah, I'm all right. I don't think I'm hit or anything. I got him at gunpoint, dude. You do a tactical reload, okay? I think I shot about 5 times. Stand by. Stand by on that. He's still down. He's not moving. We can't see the gun. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, I'm gonna reload. Okay.
All right, go. I got you.
You got a light on him?
Got him. Negative. Neither one of us are hit. We're okay. Suspect down.
All right. Yep. One Charles 5-4. There's an older model. It looks like Chevy in the driveway. It's a brown house with.
No, you're covered. You're covered. You're covered. Nothing but stars going out.
Give him a light. I got him. But hey, we're good. We're good. Slow it down. Slow it down. We're good. One Charles 5-4. I want everybody to know we are fine. No officers are hit. Subject's down in the backyard. We haven't secured it. We're not moving in until we have more.
We don't have it. We think good?
I don't see it. He hasn't moved at all.
I think we're going to need.
Right now,
You want to get a tank?
not yet.
No.
Yeah, we're good. One Charles 5-4. Can't see the subject's hands. He's still not moved. 3 Sam 5. If we can head this way, we can use a body bunker before we detain him. Hey, can you hear us?
Police department, can you hear us?
We need to know if you're okay. We need to get you medics, but we can't go over there and get you help unless we know you don't have the weapon.
Hey, you guys, are you good right here? Good here. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go get the correct address for this place. Well, which way? Yeah, it probably is. Okay.
Sir, can you move? Can you hear us? That's it.
Hmm?
You didn't move after that.
Has moved.
He came up and then he kind of approached us, hands out. And
Yeah, he was.
Let's have the next unit just bring a non-lethal in case it's depending, but let's just in case.
All right. Hey, go get a non-lethal. Oh, hey, Sarge. Okay, well, let's get a non-lethal. Let's get a non-lethal. Hit him a couple times with that before we.
I'll just grab it just to have it.
What do you have on him? Like this, something in his hands. It looked like a gun from our perspective. Good? If one of you guys want to go hands, cover them.
Waistband?
Yeah. 3 Sam for Sam 5. Sit fire in. Go good.
Right.
You fire? Yes. Come over. Both close there. Yeah.
How many rounds did you fire? What's the next?
We both shot southbound. I shot about 5 times. I don't know exactly how many. About 5 times. Come out of it. Who are you in? Wait, let's. Is he responsive? Breathing at all? Can you bring a mask? Rescue mask? Rescue mask? I got it. Yeah. Go ahead. Go. No, we need a. Go inside, please. Hey, you guys good?
So the sound going out is on their end, with the body camera and the sound. So there you have it. To bring everybody up to speed, if you're just now viewing this, the officers who were um, being investigated for the fatal shooting of an unarmed black man back in some time ago in Sacramento were not given any charges for this shooting. And this sparked a lot of protests and controversy over police gunning down people and their choice of how to apprehend a suspect in the event of these types of situations. And so this is pretty much the footage of what they have released here. And so part of the way, a majority of it, you could hear the sound, but the end part, somehow their sound is not in here. And it does obscure their faces for, I guess, confidentiality reasons. I'm sure that they they've released the names of the two officers who were the shooters of this incident. So anyway, that's pretty much that video footage. And so here's the protesters. Here is when they were in court and they showed how many shots were fired into Clark. And a relative who is at the protest, a public forum or protest in regard of the murder of Stephon Clark, and no child, no, I said no charges for officers in shooting death of unarmed black man Stephon Clark, Sacramento District Attorney. So this is the conclusion that they have recently come out with. So what are your thoughts on this whole incident after seeing that video footage? What do you think? Was this a bad call on their part for this, or do you think they were acting under um, rational judgment of the situation that they were presented with? Could they have done a little more to apprehend the suspect without having the fatality of having to shoot him so many times? And as you can hear on the video, one of the officers said he wasn't unclear at how many times he shot, that he thought that he shot 5 times. When in fact here it said that it was 2 officers, and that the shooting was actually 10 shots per officer, which is a total of 20 shots that were fired. Clark was struck actually 8 times. And so you can see here, and so where they show the diagram of how he was shot, fatally killed. Thoughts, comment, feedback on that? Should they have let the officers go with no charges at all? Or should they charge these officers or suspend them? What do you think? Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening.